Bird's nest is found mainly in Southeast Asia. Malaysia, Myanmar, Vietnam, Thailand and Indonesia all produce bird's nest, with Indonesia being the world's largest producer.
You may be interested to know that bird's nest is produced in Jakarta, Yogyakarta and Semarang in Java, as well as Medan in Sumatra. There's a Chinese saying that says, you learn more by traveling 10,000 miles than reading 10,000 books. Let's go to Indonesia to find out more about bird's nest. After several hours in the air, we finally arrived at Yogyakarta, and our mission is to find bird's nests in caves in hidden sea cliffs. Come on, let's find out more. On the way to the seaside cliffs, we passed by the famous Yogyakarta Sultan Palace. And I found out from the people here that Yogyakarta was actually the capital city of Indonesia from the years 1945 to 1949. I just had to stop the car to check out the caves in these cliffs because I know there might be bird's nests inside. I wonder if it's pitch dark in the caves. And if so, then how do the workers go about harvesting the bird's nests? You can frequently find bird's nests in the caves, but to collect them is a death-defying feat. That's why bird's nests is so expensive. The number of people willing to risk their lives in this profession is decreasing. Some have, however, come up with the bright idea of providing the swiftlets with houses so that it'd be easier to harvest their nest. Are the swiftlets in these houses reared by people? If so, then how are they reared? I'm sure you must be very curious to find out more. Well, to tell us more, let's ask the caretaker of one of these houses, Philip. Hey, hello, Philip. Hi, how are you? Hey, Philip, I want to find out more about these bird's nests that are edible and then, these swiftlets that's being reared in the house. Are they really being reared?
Yeah, sure. Please come inside, I'll show you.
Okay, thank you.
The swiftlets like to fly very quickly in formation. The swiftlets in the houses are not reared by men. The swiftlets fly off early in the morning to gather food and do not return until the evening to build their nests.
So Philip, what are some of the edible kinds of bird's nests?
The most common is house nest and grass nest.
Oh, okay, house and grass.
Yeah.
So this is what a swiftlet house looks like.
Yeah, you bet.
Wow, how many of such swiftlet houses are there in this village?
Oh, I guess it's less than 10 in this area.
Less than 10, but judging from the numbers of swiftlets you have in here, there must be thousands in there.
I know.
In just one house, right?
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Right.
So tell us more about the behavior and the habits of these swiftlets.
Oh, they like to go to work in the morning. It's around 5 to 5:30.
Okay.
And then they will return home. It's around 6.
By work, you mean?
Yeah, finding food for their babies.
Okay. Right. So about 5 to 6 p.m. they'll come back home and start feeding their babies.
Right.
Right. So Philip, how do these swiftlets recognize their own nest?
Oh, I guess they kind of have a sixth sense, They know where the sweet spot is, so they never get lost in finding their own nest. Yeah.
When it's time for the swiftlets to breed, the male bird will use his saliva and feathers to build a nest for his mate to lay her eggs. The process of building the nest is like an elegant dance.
All these swiftlets, they are either up in the roofs, on these eaves, or flying around, in their nests, but never walking on the ground. Is there a reason? Is it because we're here and they're afraid of us?
No, it's because their feet are actually weak. So they have a weak feet, it's not strong, so they can't just grasp branch very tight. That's why they like to just fly around and they are clean.
In that sense, yeah.
Yeah,
Because they're
yeah.
not touching ground,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they are less affected by environmental pollution, I guess.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's the
Okay.
case. Just as if you want to start off to build a new house, this is the first that you have to do.
Which
you
is?
have to fill the floor with soil mixed with the birds' droppings.
Ah,
Yes, just to attract the birds with the smell.
I
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
okay.
To make sure, to let them know that this is their place to stay. Yeah.
You can find more of your kind here.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
okay.
The second thing is that
And the
you have to
basin.
ensure that the basin, some basins here, we just fill it with water to just to keep the environment humidity.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, I
yeah.
see.
Yeah, oftentimes you also spray the walls with water.
From here, we can see a field of swiftlet nests. How many are there? And do the swiftlets make nests all year round? Swiftlets take 40 days to reach maturity, after which they will lay eggs and build nests.
No, there are two inside that nest.
Yeah, two birds in
Right,
one nest.
yeah. So how often do you harvest these nests? Is there a season to it?
Yeah, normally it's 3 times in a year. We have, in Indonesia, we have rainy season and hot season.
Okay.
We harvest in January, May, and September.
Okay, January and
In
September.
December, right. And then,
So are there any differences in the quality of the nest? during
yeah,
these
sure.
different seasons?
When during rainy season, they make faster, and they produce thicker meat than compared to the hot season.
Okay.
Yeah. During hot season, they tend to have more feather because the weather is hot, and then the feather will just fall off.
Okay,
Right.
right. I see. But do you always ensure that the eggs are no longer in the nest before you harvest them?
Yes, it's actually, yeah, we have to make sure that the eggs is already hatched or it's taken away before we can take the nest.
Okay.
Normally it's when the birds go, they go to work and then there's no birds in the house, then we have to make sure then, and then we can take the nest.
So after the swiftlet builds a nest and lay their eggs, how long will it take for the eggs to hatch?
Oh, around 30 days.
About 30 days,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So when do you go about harvesting the nest from them?
Okay, normally it's around 3 to 4 months.
Okay, so the baby would have already grown up,
Right,
be a
right.
full-fledged bird and flown off.
Yes, you
Okay,
guys, yeah.
right, that's good. Can I take a look at how the whole process of harvesting looks like?
Right on, okay.
Would you bring me there? Thank you.
Let's go and harvest.
Okay.
Swiftlet hatchlings feed on the goodness of the nest and are able to fly after 45 days. When they leave the nest will then be harvested. So does that mean that the nest is the hatchling's sole source of food? Yes, they depend solely on the bird's nest to grow up strong and become speedy flyers.
Because the nest is dry. Okay, so
So you don't want it to be cracked. when
right.
you-
Well, the other hand is harvesting.
Okay, wow, that's one whole piece of bird's nest there.
Right.
So is it my turn yet?
Yeah. You should turn this off now.
Okay,
That's your chance.
saya cuba.
Yeah, okay.
感觉好像像大医生这样。对。Oh look! I've harvested valuable bird's nest. Woo! Now, Philip, I know we can't eat this immediately.
Yeah.
There is a next step to it, right? Yeah, you show us. After we harvested the